श्रीशैलेशधया पात्रं धीभक्त्यादिगुणार्णवं यतीन्द्रप्रवणं वन्दे रम्यजामातरं मुनिं लक्ष्मीनाथसमारम्भां नाथयामुनमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुग्मव्यामोहदस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये मातापिता युवतयस्तनया विभूतिः सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्वयानाम् आद्यस्य नः कुलपतेर्बगुलाभिरामं श्रीमत्तदङ्घ्रियुगलं प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना भूतं सरश्च महदाह्वयभट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसारकुलशेखरयोगिवाहान् भक्ताङ्घ्रिरेणुपरकालयतीन्द्रमिश्रान् श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम् ஆழ்வார்கள் வாழி அருளிச் செயல் வாழி தாழ்வாதுமில் குரவர் தாம் வாழி ஏழ்வாரும் உய்ய அவர்கள் உரைத்தவைகள் தாம் வாழி செய்ய மறை தன்னுடனே சேர்ந்து ஸ்ரீ கர்கவம்ச கலச்சார்ணவ பூர்ணச்சந்திரம் ஸ்ரீ வெங்கடாரிய குருவர்ய தனூஜரத்னம் தஸ்மாத் அவாப்த நிகமாந்த ரகசியஜாலம் ஸ்ரீமத் ஸ்தலேசய குரும் சததம் பஜாமி. அஞ்சுகுடிக்கொரு சந்ததியாய் ஆழ்வார்கள் தஞ்செயலை விஞ்சி நிற்கும் தன்மையடாய் பிஞ்சாய் பழுத்தாளை ஆண்டாளை பத்தியுடன் நாளும் வழுத்தாய் மனமே மகிழ்ந்து நீளா துங்கஸ்தனகிரி தட்டி சுப்தமுத்போத்ய கிருஷ்ணம் பாரார்த்தியம் ஸ்வம் ஸ்ருதிசத சிரசித்தம் அத்தியாபயந்தி ஸ்வோச்சிஷ்டாயாं சஜினிகளிதம் யாபலாத் கிருத்ய புங்கே கோதா தஸ்யை நம பூய ஏவாஸ்து பூயः அன்னவயல் புதுவை ஆண்டாளரங்கற்கு பண்ணு திருப்பாவை பல்பதியம் இன்னிசையால் பாடிக் கொடுத்தாள் நற்பாமாலை பூமாலை சூடிக் கொடுத்தாளை சொல்லு சூடிக் கொடுத்த சுடர் கொடியே தொல்பாவை பாடி அருளவல்ல பல்வளையாய் நாடினி வேங்கடவர்க்கென்ன விதி என்ன இம்மாற்றம் நாம் கடவா மன்னமே நல்கு. குத்து விளக்கெரிய கோட்டுக்கால் கட்டில் மேல் மெத்தென்ன பஞ்ச சயனத்தின் மேலேறி கொத்தலர் பூங்குழல் நப்பின்னை கொங்க மேல் வைத்து கிடந்த மலர் மார்பாவாய் திறவாய் மைத்தடங் கண்ணினாய் நீ உன்மணாளனை எத்தனை போதும் துயிலழவட்டாய் கான் எத்தனை ஏலும் பிரிவாத்தகில்லாயால் தத்துவம் அன்னு தகவேலோர் எம்பாவாய். In the 18th Pasuram, Andal is waking up Nappinnai Pirati. She says, Undu Madagalitran Vodada Tolvaliyan Nandagopalan Marumagale Nappinnai. And then she goes on to wake her up and then she says, Mandu Thiravai Magundelor Empavai. So she is asking Nappinnai Pirati to come and open the door. So in this Pasuram, that is in the 18th Pasuram, there is no Krishna Prastapam at all. It's all about Nappinnai Pirati. You will not find a single word that talks about Krishna there. So the explanation for that is, it is similar to, let's say when we go to a temple. What do? We go and we first have to go and offer our pranamams or salutations and prayers to Tayar. That is when we say Tayar, Tani Kovilnachar, which means in most of the temples, what happens when you enter, to Perumal's right, you will see Tayar Sanadhi, and then Perumal Sanadhi, and then to the left, you will see Goda Devi Sanadhi, right? So first, when you go to the Tani Kovil means, Tani means individual, separate. So the Tani Kovil means only the Tayar is there in that temple, in that Sanadhi. So we go and first, we offer her our pranamams to her, and then we go around Pradakshinama, and then we come. So what that means is, what are we really praying for at that time? At the feet of Tayar. So our prayers are that, oh Tayare, please give me the urudi, that is the determination that Krishna himself, Krishna is the only upayam as well as upayam. That is all we are asking for at that point. So when we do that, and then we come around, and then we offer our salutations to Goda Devi, and then to Perumal. So when we go, at that time, there will also be Tayar in the Perumal Sanadhi. So there what happens when we are offering, so Perumal in Perumal's Thirumar, that is on his chest, Tayar is there. So she is making sure that Perumal he is going to definitely pardon all our mistakes, and he is going to definitely give himself up to us. So similarly, in the 18th Pasuram, when Andal is waking up Nappinnai Pirati, she is just waking her up with the assumption, or the underlying meaning there is that it is Upayatil Tunivu. That is the Upayam here. Upayam means the means. The Upayatil Tunivu is that the determination that it is only Perumal who is the Upayam. So that determination we are praying for. And then in the 19th Pasuram, now there is, in the 19th Pasuram, Andal is waking up both Nappinai Pirati and Krishna. So we will go through the meanings, but the point here is that here what we are doing is, here we are surrendering to Tayar as the Purushakaram and Perumal as the Upayam. Purushakaram means the recommender, or we are holding on to her, and she is the mediator to get us on to Krishna. So that is in the 19th Pasuram. The 20th Pasuram is also Pirati, Tayar and Krishna Vaibhavam only. So there it is about Kainkaryam to Krishna and Nappinai Pirati together. Okay. So with that said, now let's talk about the 19th Pasuram in itself. Okay. In the 19th Pasuram, she says, Kuththu Vilakkeriya Kottukkal Kattil Mel Mettenna Pancha Sayanathin Meleri Kottalar Poonkural Nappinai Kongai Mel Vaithu Kidanda Malar Marba Vai Thiravai. So who is she addressing here? She is addressing Malar Marba. Malar Marba means the one who has chest which is broad, and that is which is very wide, and it is like the blossomed chest. Okay, Malar Marba Vai Thiravai. So she is addressing Krishna here. So in the previous Pasuram, when she addresses Nappinai Pirati, Sirar Valayolippa Vandu Thiravai Magindelo Rempavai, Nappinai Pirati is attempting to get up. She is attempting to get up so she can open the doors for the Gopikas who have assembled. Now she is doing that because they are addressing her, they've come to her. But Krishna is not allowing her to go. Okay, so they don't hear anything from her. So they are not able to see that Nappinai Pirati is getting up and Neela Devi is getting up and coming. So now they say, okay, so she is not getting up. And why is she not getting up? It is because, what does Krishna do? Krishna says, oh, these people are all my devotees. So it is my devotees who have assembled. And what does Nappinai Pirati Neela Devi do? She says, oh, when they are Perumal's, Krishna's devotees, they are also immediately very, very closely associated with Nappinai Pirati. So that means Nappinai Pirati also takes them. She wants to help them, right? So now Krishna says, oh, if Nappinai Pirati thinks that way, that is, whenever somebody surrenders to Krishna, Nappinai Pirati considers them. She blesses them also, right? So similarly here now Krishna says, oh, they have come and surrendered to her. They are asking her. They are taking her as a mediator, right? So that means I should go and help them. They are my devotees. I should go and help them. Just like how Tayar thinks that when somebody is surrendered to Krishna, that is Tayar Irukra Krishna da, then she wants to help them at all costs, right? Similarly, if somebody has come for Nappinai Pirati, Krishna thinks that he has to go. Okay, so the tattvam here is that both Perumal and Tayar, both of them, in Tamil the word is the word that the acharyas have used in the Vyakyanam is Mari Mari, that is taking turns. They are both competing against each other. Competing is not the right word, but for lack of a better word, Adiyan is using that. So for that, both of them are coming. So she's like, she wants to come and help, he wants to come and help, she wants to come. So both of them want to do that. So Krishna is now subduing her. How does he subdue her? He goes and hugs her, and then he puts her back on the bed. He does not let her get up. That's what happens. So here, the tattvams that acharyas have explained is, they say Mari Mari, and then first what happens when a Jivatma goes and surrenders, because Perumal is a Swatantran, there is a possibility that he might say, because he is Swatantran, he might say, oh, I'm going to put you in the Asura Yoni because you've done all of these papams. He might do that. Or he may say, I'm not going to pardon your sins. He might say that. But what does she do at that time? At that time she says, Papa Namma, Shubha Namma. And so she says, who is there who's not done any sins? There is nobody. If you are trying to find a person who is faultless, it is like finding stones in rice. That is when they so that this example, it is not given in the Thiruppaavai Vyakyanam, but it is given in the Thiruvaimozhi Vyakyanams. where they say nellil kallaraivar undo, that is when you are paddy. So in paddy it is natural, right, for little stones to be present. So if you are looking for something where there is no kallu at all, then how is it possible? So similarly she says, oh, there is, you cannot, nobody, there is nobody, na kashin na aparadhyati, so who has not done aparadham, so you should definitely accept him. So then Perumal accepts that person. So now when Perumal accepts that person, at that point what happens is, his determination to protect, once he has accepted, his determination to protect that jiva is so strong that even if the person who has actually recommended him, which is Pirati, she is the one who recommended, she mediated, right? Even if she comes and if she tries to change his mind, he will not accept. So there is one Periyalvar Tirumazhi Pasuram where Periyalvar says, Tannadiyar Thirattu Thamarayal Agilum Ennadiyar Adu Seyyar. That is, Tamarai means lotus flower. And Tannadiyar Thirattu, Tan Adiyar, which means his Adiyar. Adiyar means devotee, or one who surrendered, right? So Tan Adiyar Thirattu. So in matters of his devotee, Tannadiyar Thirattu Thamarayal Agilum. Thamarai means lotus. Thamarayal means one who is on the lotus flower. So Thamarayal Agilum Sidagurai Kumel. Sidagu means a fault. Even if she were to find a fault, Sidagurai Kumel, then what does Perumal do? He says, Ennadiyar Adusayya. That is, my devotees won't do that. Seidalum Nanne Seidar. That is, they would have done it with a good intent only. And at that point, he will even go. So now the tables are turned. Now even if Pirati tries to change Perumal's mind, Perumal will say, oh, who is there who's not done any fault? After all, they're all our children. So always what happens when there are young, even in our house, right? When people come over or when we go to others' houses, the kids will be very well behaved. But when there is nobody in the house, then what happens? Then the kids are there all around, they are jumping, dancing, doing whatever, right? So they will do that. So that is his determination. So that is what here they are describing as Mari. That is, first Pirati won't give up, and even once Pirati recommends and Perumal accepts, at that point Perumal will not give up. So that is the tattvam that they have mentioned, that our acharyas have shown here. Okay, so such Pirati. Okay, so now they are referring to they are holding on to her as the Purushakaram and waking up Krishna now. Now Krishna, he is not trying to, he doesn't want her to get up, so he is pulling her down. Now these Gopika girls, they are able to see that. So now what they do is, they say the first half of the Pasuram, that is up to Malar Marba Vai Thiravai, it is waking up Krishna. But now when Krishna is trying to get up, now Pirati says, how can you go? You were the one who stopped me from going and attending to the Gopikas who have come. Now they are going to be very upset with me that I didn't come. Now you pulled me down, and then if you try to go, I'm not going to let you go. So when the Gopikas, they understand that, and then they now plead to Nappinai Pirati. That is why in the second half of the Pasuram, that is after Malar Marba Vai Thiravai, then they refer to Nappinai Pirati. They say, Maitadang Kannina Neon Manalanai Yettanai Podum Tuilada Vattaikan. You are not allowing your husband to get up. Yettanai Podum Tuilada Vattaikan. Yettanayelum Pirivatragillayal. You are unable to bear the separation. We'll talk about that separation in a little bit. Okay, Tattvam, and they say this is not Tattvam or Tagava. The word Tagava means Karunai, that is Karunyam, mercy. So you will see this word Tagava in many places. Even in Thiruvaimozhi, Tagavilaye ni Kanna. Tagava is compassion. So don't you have any mercy on me. And then even in Sathamara you will see, right? Ma Tagaval Varum Manavala Mamuni. When Tagava is the Karunai, Ma Tagava. So there are many places where you will see the word Tagava. So that Tagava is Karunai. So they say this is not Tattvam or this is not Tagava. So when they say Tattvam or Tagava, they are actually talking about this. There are multiple meanings given by our acharyas for that Tattvam and Tagava. They say it is not your Swarupam or your Swabhavam. Swarupam means what is Lakshmi Pirati's, what is Pirati's Swarupam. It is to be the Purushakaram, it is to be the mediator. It is neither that. And then the second one is she is Karunai personified. So it is not Karunai also on your part to do this, so please get up. So basically what they are trying to do now is, in order for Krishna to get up, they realize that now Nappinai Pirati has to wake up. So they are switching back and asking for Nappinai Pirati to let Krishna get up. Okay. Now this is at a very high level. Now let's talk about some of the other meanings in this. Okay. So the first one is Kuththu Vilakkeriya Kottukkal Kattil Mel. If we take the word Kuththu Vilakkeriya, so there are multiple meanings given just for Kuththu Vilakkeriya, because now the first thing that's been given is the Gopikas, they say, oh, you what a oh Pirati and Krishna, you guys are enjoying, you are on the bed, right? But look at us, how do we have to come whenever we are coming? So Andal is going and waking up all the girls in the when it is still dark, she's saying, and those Gopi girls are lying in bed, right? So she wants to get up. So they are seeking after the darkness. It's still somewhere dark and a little bit of dawn, right? So it is that time, that's where we are coming. And then in Nachiyar Tirumozhi there is one Pasuram where Andal talks about, she takes all of the Gopikas and she tries to go and take a bath. Okay, so when that happens, what does Krishna do? He comes and he steals away all of their clothes, right? So what do they want to do now? They're like, oh, if we go after it is dawn, then Krishna does this, so let's go very early. So they are going when it is still dark outside. So even if they go like that, even then Krishna is coming. He is coming and he is after their clothes, right? So he says, and at that time she says, Andal says, Yem Anaimar Karni Lottar. That is, he says, oh, if my parents, if our people at home, if they see, they will not accept this. So please give. So they plead to Krishna at that point. So the point here is that Andal says, oh, we have to be afraid of what the people in the city, in the little town, they are going to say. Moreover, when she is waking up in the Gopika in the 8th Pasuram, she says Kirvanam Vellendra. That means it is slightly, there is a little bit of light that is coming up in the eastern horizon. Kirvanam Vellendra, that's what it means. And then as she progresses in the Nachiyar Tirumozhi, she also says at one point, she says she cannot bear the separation from Krishna anymore. She says go and put me in many places. She says go uittidumen, that's the word she uses. So she says nallirutkan ennai uittidumen, that is go and, because it's dark, right, just go and drop me off in the dark, midnight dark. That's what she says. So she says we have to do all of this, but look at you now, it is also pretty bright outside now. Now it is bright, but even then you are not worried, you are happily enjoying, you are having Krishna Anubhavam. How is that fair? And moreover, all of us have come. We have come, so isn't it the right thing to have Krishna Anubhavam with all of that? So now, when all of us are outside, we are fuming because we haven't gotten the Anubhavam of Krishna yet. So when we are fuming like this, how are you able to enjoy like this? So that's what she says. So that is one of the meanings. So the second thing she says is Kuththu Vilakkeriya. So Kuththu Vilakku means the nice sized lamp that we see, right? That is the Kuththu Vilakku, not the small Agal Vilakku. Agal Vilakku means like the small one, the small diyas that we have. Kuththu Vilakku is like the large, like the standing, the vertical one. So Kuththu Vilakkeriya. So that Kuththu Vilakku, how is that? That is like an achetanam, right? So I mean, Kuththu Vilakku is an achetanam. So it can be, one can pick up the Kuththu Vilakku and they can go and drop it anywhere. So like that, we are here, we can also, we will be under your service like that. So the point here is, when you are a Paratantra, then you are like an object, that is going to fulfill the wishes of the master. So like that, we will perform Kainkariam to you, but that is not happening to us yet. That is not happening. So that is one meaning. The third thing she says, the third meaning is that Kuththu Vilakkeriya. So she herself, that is Pirati herself, right? She is like the light. So just like they say, you cannot separate the radiance from a gem. Like that, you cannot separate Pirati from Krishna. So she is like that. That is, Pirati is the shining light, or she is the radiance for Perumal. Okay. So she is the one who even makes him, that is, makes Krishna himself radiant. Okay, so so those are the meanings that have been given for Kuththu Vilakkeriya. So such Kuththu Vilakkeriya coat kal kattil male. That's the next one. So for coat kal kattil male, so the kattil is the bed. Okay, so coat kal, so coat means here they are talking about the elephant tusks. Okay, so ivory, basically the bed, the legs of the bed, they are made of ivory. So what ivory? So Krishna was the one who killed Kuvalaya Pitam, right? The elephant that was set up by Kamsa. So apparently, in general, elephants will have 2 tusks, right? But Kuvalaya Pitam is a Chaturdhanti. That is, it has 4 tusks. So since Krishna killed the Kuvalaya Pitam, he brought those tusks and he made, they made the bed or the legs of the bed with that Kottu Kal Kattil. Okay. So and then the other meaning that is also given is, in the previous Pasuram, they say it when they talk about Nandagopan, they say he is Undu Mada Kalipran. That is, he is the one who has lots of elephants. So when he has lots of elephants, it is no surprise that Krishna, there are lots of tusks in their house, right, in their Tirumalige. So it is possible to make an ivory bed, or a bed with has ivory legs. Okay, so the next thing they say is, so when you think of this bed that is made with ivory legs, right, then wouldn't you I mean, why does Nappinai Pirati need such a bed? So she says it's because she is a Veera Patni. So Veera Patni means because she is one who's always with Kannan, right? So it means, see, the other beds, right, they are of not any value for her or for them, because it shows Krishna's valor. It shows Krishna's valor, and so she's a Veera Patni. That's why only such a bed will suit her the best. So the example that they have given here is from Sri Ramayana. So at the outset, right, it would seem like, Thiruppaavai is all about Krishna Anubhavam, but in the Vyakyanams, our Acharyas have given so many examples from Ramayanam that then we will start wondering, whose Vriddhantam are we talking about here? Is it Krishna's or is it Rama's? So there is so much. So for our Acharyas, anything without Ramayanam is like they cannot survive. So for everything they will draw references from Ramayanam. So in even in Thiruvaimozhi, so Nammalvar is supposed to be Krishna Trishna Tattvam. That is, he is Bhakti personified, not Bhakta personified, but he is Bhakti personified. But in all of the Vyakyanams, the Ida Vyakyanams, there is like everywhere you will find examples from Sri Ramayana. So one of the Sri Vaishnavas in India, he's actually published a book. It was his research paper on Nampillai Vyakyanathil Sri Ramayana. That is Nampillai Katum Sri Ramayana. There are so many Sri Ramayana tattvams that are present everywhere. When we just read Ramayana, right, we will never realize that Ramayana has so many deep meanings. It is only when it comes through our Acharyas, right, so they show us all of those deep meanings. Anyway, that's for a different day. Going back to the example here, so now Sita and Rama, they go to the forest, right? So when they go to the forest, there, what do they see? So because they are going in the wild, so Gajam va Vikshya Simham va Vyaghram vapi Varanana na harayati santrasam bahu Ramasya samshrita. So that's the shlokam that here our Acharyas have shown. That is, they are saying that, so Sita Pirati, she is holding on to Rama's shoulders. So when she is holding on to Rama's shoulders, she sees Yana. Yana is elephant. And then she sees Singham. Singham is lion. She sees Puli, which is tiger. She sees all of this and she is not scared even one bit. On the contrary, her face looks very blossomed. It's blossomed because she's a Rajakumari, right? She was in Mithila. She is one who was raised in all of those luxuries. So she's never seen any of this. So when she sees this, she wonders, wow. I mean, she's very amused by the sight of these various different animals. So that is the example they give here, because she is a Veera Patni. There is no reason for her to be afraid because she is holding on to Rama. Now in Arayirapadi, that is the Vyakyanam that is written by Alagiya Manavala Perumal Nayanar, just for this Veera Patni, right? Just for that, Nayanar has given such a large Vyakyanam. Okay, so the first one he says is பிராட்டிக்கு காட்டிலே ஆனை உள்ளிட்டன கண்டால் அபூர்வ தர்சனத்தாலே வந்த முகவிகாசம் போக்கி ஸ்திரீத்வ பிரயுக்தமான அச்சம் குடி போய்த்து. That is, he first talks about the same thing that we said, that is Pirati was not afraid of the elephant. The next one they say is வீர பத்னிக்கு நாயகனோடே அணையும் போது கையில் நான் தழும்பால் வந்த சரசரப்பு கண்டதில்லையாகில் தங்களோட்டை பெண்களை அணைத்தார் போலே இருக்கும். That is, she says, for one who is a Veera Patni, right, when they are hugging their beloveds, right, so they have to feel the nan thalumbu, that is, they have to feel the scars. Unless they feel the scars, they feel they are hugging another female. They don't feel like they are hugging a male. Okay, so such is the valor of the nayakas. Okay, and then the next one they give is bhartaram parishasvaje, that is, பிராட்டி பெருமாளுடைய வீர கோலம் கண்ட பின்பிரே ஆண் என்று அணைத்தது. That is Pirati, that is Sita Pirati. Only after she sees his valor, right, she was like, okay, he's a man, and she gives him a hug. Okay, Striyam Purusha Vigraham. So otherwise she'll be like, oh, this is like, he is like a Stri. Okay, and then who is he? He is Mathanga Iva Simhena. That is, he is the one who is Ravananagira ஆனையை உயிர் பிடித்த சிம்மமிரே பெருமாள். That is, she is the Rama is like the lion who kills the elephant, right, or who has captured the elephant. Okay, and then, and how are his shoulders? His shoulders are upadhaya bhujam tasya lokanathasya. That is, for the Lokanatha, his bhujams, that is, his shoulders are very, very well built. And then he is also patim vishwasya. That is, he is one who is the pati for the entire Vishwam. That is, Vishwam is the world, right? So the tattvam here is that all of us, regardless of what our gender is in this birth, we are all only Stris. It is only him who is Purusha. So once you understand your relationship with the Purusha, at that point you don't have to be afraid of anything. The next one is Anandam Brahmano Vidvan. That is, வீரபத்னிகள் பிரபன்னர் படி போலே தந்தாமுக்கென மிடுக்கற்றவர்களுக்கு அவனுடைய பலமே பலமாக வேண்டாவோ. That is, now that you are a பிரபன்னர் படி போலே, so the Anandam of the Brahman, right, or we will actually take here the Brahma, the Veeram of the Brahma, or the Bhalam of the Brahma, and when I say Brahma, it's not Brahma, it's the Brahman, which is Krishna, right, or Narayana, Shriman Narayana. So that itself will become your strength. His strength will become his strength, or his strength will become our strength. So, and at that point, what do we need? What we need is, he is Paripurna. He does not need anything from us. The only thing that we need is that when he is offering his compassion and mercy on us, when his offering his anugraham on us, at that point we should not Vilakkeriya is pushing it away. We should not do that. Okay, so many examples have been, and then there are also others that have been that they've provided about just Veera Patni. Okay, so such Veera Patni she is. So they are lying on the Kottukal Kattil. Okay, and that too, here another example, that another meaning that Alagiya Manavala Perumal Nayanar gives us. So he kills the Kuvalaya Peetam elephant and he brings those tusks, right? So there are so many people, so many ladies in Mathura who are watching all of this happening. So he is watching all of them, but when he is building the bed, it is only for Nappinai, only for Neela, that he is building all of this bed. And so such Krishna who is with Nappinai, it is to him that we will surrender. So who is now from the bed, let's climb up. So Kottukal Kattil Mel Mettendra Panjasayanam. So that's the next thing they talk about, right? Okay, so who is on the bed? It is both Krishna and Nappinai. Both of them are together, and it is this Mithunam. Mithunam is both of them together. It is that Mithunam that is the ashrayam for us. That is, we have to surrender to both of them. So what if you are not surrendering to both of them? Then the acharyas have shown us very clearly that One who does not surrender to both of them is like Lavanya, I'm sorry, is like Ravana or Shurpanaka. Because what did Ravana want? Ravana wanted only Sita. He did not want Perumal. So he was destroyed. What did Shurpanaka want? She wanted only Rama. She didn't want Sita. So that is also not acceptable. So for us, we have to surrender to both Perumal and Pirati together. So our Uddhesyam, that is what we want, what is good for us, is surrendering to both of them. Okay, that is what she says. So next is Kottukal Kattil Mel. So the word Kattil, so it is for Kattil. See, in general, even when we talked about in the previous Pasurams also, right, we talked about how in the first Pasuram when Andal is inviting all of the gopis, she says, Neerada Podve, that is, she calls them very respectfully, right? So now, Kattil is a very, very colloquial word. Even today we use the word, oh, I have kept something on the Kattil. It's like saying, it's like very, very Samanya word to say Kattil. So they say, so Acharya says that, oh, the Krishna, what does he do? So he is in Periyalvar Tirumari, Periyalvar talks about the lullaby for Krishna. So at that time he says, Manikkam katti, Vairamidai katti, Ani Ponnal Seida, Vannachiru Tottil. When he describes the cradle for Krishna, he talks about how that is made of Manikam. Manikam is ruby. Manikkam katti, Vairamidai katti. So Vairam is diamond. It's strewn with diamonds. Vairamidai katti, Ani Ponnal. So Pon means Tangam, which is gold. So it is not just any gold. It's like really good gold. Ani Ponnal Seida, Vannachiru Tottil. So such Tottil was given by Brahma. But what does Krishna do? He says, Kidatkil Tottil Kiriya Udaitidum. Once you put Krishna on that bed, he just kicks the bed. He doesn't even like that bed. So such on that. So such is the attitude, or such is the swabhavam of Krishna at that point, right? But here Kattil male, so he is in the Kattil, and so he is actually being very, very, because he is very fond of Nappinai, he is together with Nappinai. So it is something that he likes. And then the word Kattil. So when we talk about the word Kattil, so here in general you have to use very respectful words. Very you don't say, for example, you don't say just Vilakku, which is lamp. You say Thiruvilakku. You don't say Aradhanam. You say Thiruvaradhanam. So that is how you refer. So why does Andal use just Kattil, like a very samanyamana word? So for that Acharya say, oh, it's because she is Bhavana Prakasham. So she is assuming herself as the Gopikas, right? So she uses a very samanyamana word like that. Okay. So the next one is Kottukal Kattil Male. So Kattil Male. So now on top of this Kattil is the Brahmam, or the Parabrahmam, and he is with Pirati. And then Mettendra Panjasayanam. That is, now they talk about the bed. Okay, we'll talk about the Swapadesam for the Kottukal Kattil when we are wrapping up everything else. But so we'll move on to Mettendra Panjasayanam. So when we talk about the bed, they say, oh, it's very, very soft. So for any bed, there are 5 characteristics. Or I mean, not for any bed, for like really good bed. So Mettendra Panjasayanam. So the Panchasayanam. So for this, they've again given multiple meanings. One is when you say it is Mettan, that is, it is very soft. And she says, oh, Andal says, oh, we are desperate. We are outside. We are desperate. We are in the cold, right? We are unable to bear the separation from you. But you are just being very casual and calm, and you are just lying down and you are enjoying the Krishna Anubhavam, right? So she says, and she is the Padukai, it has 5. It should have, Padukai is the bed. It should have the mattress. It should have 5 characteristics. Panchasayanam, that is, it should be Visalama, that is, it should be broad, it should be beautiful, it should be white, and it should be Kularchi, that is, it should be cool when you are lying down. And then it should be so Venmai. So let me get the meaning. So it's Venmai, Menmai. So there are 5 things that should happen. Fragrant. It should also be fragrant. So those are the 5 characteristics that a bed should have. Okay. So that is one. And then the other thing they say is it could also mean Panja. Panja is just cotton. So if you want to just take it literally, it is a cotton bed, Panchasayanam. Or the other thing that we can also say is it is made of buds flowers, kambali, which is the light wool, and then pattu, which is silk, and there is one more. It'll come to me. So I will actually. So hold on a second. So that is so those 5 materials that should be part of that bed. Okay. So such pancha sayanatin meleri. So on that they are lying down. Okay. So then she says, Kottalar Punkural. So here, no, before we get there, Metendra Pancha Sayanatin Meleri. So now we talk about Meleri. So here she says, Meleri means, hey, you are lying down on that bed, right? You are on that bed. We are not able to come inside. We are still outside. So if we are outside, does that bed not irritate you? How can that bed feel soft to you? Just like how if you have, parents will always enjoy children, or they'll not be able to enjoy a bed which has not been jumped up and down by the kids. If that has not happened, how can you enjoy the bed? And then the other tattvartham that they provide here is, so who is the bed for Sriman Narayana? It is Adisesha, right? So when a jiva, when it goes to Paramapadam, when the jivatma goes to Sri Vaikuntham, what does the jivatma do? It steps on the bed, it steps on the Nagaparyankam, that is on Adisesha, and then climbs and sits on Krishna's lap, sits on Srimanarayana's lap, right? So when it is supposed to be like that, how can you how are you able to go and just lie down on that bed? Okay. So then, Mettenna Panchasayanatin Meleri, Kottalar Pungural Napinnai. So now they talk about Napinnai. So Napinnai, she is wearing lot of Kottalar Pungural Napinnai. Poo means flowers, of course. Pungural Napinnai. That is, her hair is studded with flowers. And what kind of flowers? So those are all just, they are such nice, beautiful flowers that are still in the, or that are in the right stage. That is, from bud they are blossoming, so it is in that right stage. So in general, what would happen, when somebody wears the flowers, right, the flowers will actually start becoming dry. But when Napinnai wears those flowers are just like how if you leave it on the plant, how they naturally blossom. So that is how they are. It is because of the association with Napinnai that these flowers are such are in such state. Now here Andal says one more thing. So the inner meaning here is that, what does she do the sankalpam in the second Pasuram? She says we are not going to wear any flowers, right? She says we are not going to wear any flowers. So now she says Malaritta na mudiyom. So when we say Malaritta na mudiyom, and now here, now you are here with all the flowers. So we should also get Krishna Anubhavam, right? So when are we going to get all those flowers? We are going to get those flowers only when we have Krishna. So provide us Krishna Anubhavam, or you should also sport all of those flowers at the point when we are able to, that is when we are able to do that, when you are able to fulfill our vratam, right? That's what she says. So such Napinnai, Pungural Napinnai, okay? Now Napinnai Kongai Mel Vaithu Kidanda Malar Marba. But before we go to Malar Marba, we'll talk about Napinnai Kongai Mel. So Kongai means the breasts, so the chest. So he is Napinnai Kongai Mel Vaithu Kidanda. So Krishna, there are two meanings that are here. One is Krishna is resting his head on Napinnai Pirati. And the second one is that she is resting her stanams on Krishna. So the first one, if you take the first meaning, that is exactly what the Thaniyan says. The Thaniyan says, Nilatungas Tanagiri Thati Subdhamudbhotya Krishna. So it is the essence, right? So that is what Parasara Bhattar, who composed the Thaniyan. Parasara Bhattar is the son of Kuratarvan, and he is the one who composed the Thaniyan for Thiruppaavai. So he says, from this Pasuram only, Nilatungas Tanagiri Thati Subdhamudbhotya Krishna. So he is resting his Krishna is resting his head on Napinnai Pirati. Now here the inner meaning for the stanam is that it is bhakti, it shows bhakti. So in lot of Alvar Pasurams, they talk about Mutrara Vanamulayal Pave. They always talk about how how good those are and the stanams are, and that is because it signifies the bhakti that the Nayika has on the Nayaka, okay, or it signifies that the Alvar has on the on Perumal, okay. So such kongai mel vaithu kidanda malar marba. And so there are also in many places, even Peyalvar, he has mentioned Malaral Tanatullan, that is, so he is one, you can find him, you can find Krishna there, that's what he says. And her, so if you take the second meaning, right, which is she is resting her stanams on Krishna, at that point it is how broad Krishna's stanams are, that is Krishna's chest is, and it is such malar marbe because of Napinai Pirati's association. It is because of that she gets this, okay. Now we move on to the Malar Marba. So in here, Malar Marba means that his chest is blossomed because of association with Napinai Pirati. And he says, Nayanar says, Tirumulai Tadangal Uruttumbadi Anaitha Sparsha Pu Alaruma Pole Vikasitamana Marbhai Udayavane. That is, because of same thing basically. So he says it is blossoming because of association with Napinai Pirati. Now the question that Acharyas have raised is, in Vishnu Sahasranamam there is a namam that is Sadaika Rupa Avikaraya and then Sadaika Rupa Rupaya, which means there is no change to Krishna's Rupa, right? There is no change. So now if you say that because of the association with Napinai Pirati's stanams, if Krishna's chest blossoms, then is it not contradictory? Because you say that it is avikara, right? That means it should not go through any vikaram. Vikaram means change. So it should not go through any vikaram. If that is what you are saying, then why are you stating here that his chest is malar marbe? So for that, the explanation that our acharyas have given is that, see, those changes, it is when it comes due to some karma. That is, if you take us, even if we were to go and take a look at our pictures, let's say a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, we have undergone changes, right? And that is because of the karmams. It is nothing else. But here it is not because of the karmam. Here it is because of the association with the devotees. So it is an expression of his joy. So just like how there is another example that Nayanar has provided, which is in Nammalvar's Pasuram. There is one Pasuram which says it comes in Thiruviritam, which is the equivalent of Rigveda. So there it says Pudai Kalanda Vennai Kannaichi Vantambagalal Pudai Kalandane Emmane Pudai Kalandane. So that is what does Yashoda do? So Yashoda tries to beat him up, right? Because he keeps stealing butter, he gets into trouble all the time. So Vennai is butter. Vennaikku Annu Aichi. Aichi here is Yashoda. Vennai Kann Aichi Vantambagalal. She ties him up with the tamba. And Pudaika, that is, she tries to beat him up. Alandane, at that point, Alandane. So there are two meanings that can be given. Alandane means, if you just say Alandane, that means that he is distressed because of that, or he cries out because of that. And the second meaning that can be given is Alarndane, which means he blossoms. So he actually enjoys it. He is giving her that anubhavam to Yashoda, right? So since he is giving that anubhavam to Yashoda, he is actually enjoying that. So when he can alarnda, that is when he can blossom, when Yashoda beats him up for stealing butter, will he not alarnda when Napinai Pirati, when he is hugging Napinai Pirati? So that is the example that he has given. Okay, so Malar Marba. So here this Malar Marba, that is also very, very important in this Pasuram. So here they say first is his kind heart. So we talked about, when we started this session today, about how Pirati in general has a kind heart. She pleads with us. She pleads with Perumal for us. But once Perumal accepts, at that point, even if she says something, he is not going to let us down, right? So that is why Andal says here that Pirati's chest, they seem small when she is hugging Perumal. That's because his kindness is so big. Okay. Now, the thing to be noted here is Pirati is not actually saying this. Pirati, she is just testing. She is only doing this test to see, to make sure that he is accepting us out of his own affection, and not just for the sake of Pirati. Pirati is the mediator. Okay. So when Peruman pleads to her that he would not leave us, then she becomes extremely happy and confident. So this is similar to how, let's say, if you are digging a hole and you are sticking a pole there, once it is set, you will want to shake it and see, to make sure that it is not going anywhere, it is staying strong, right? So similarly, she does this here. Okay, that is how this is. So Malar Marbha, next she says Vai Thiravai. So until this point, what happens is, she has been talking, she's been calling out for Krishna, right? But Krishna is not coming, he's not doing anything. So now here she does not say, oh, Malar Marba எழுந்து வாராய். She does not say, get up and come. She says, Vai Thiravai. So why does she say only Vai Thiravai? It is because she knows, Andal is able to see that Nappinai Pirati and Krishna are together, right? So she does not want to separate both of them. So like Ravana, for instance. So when we talked about Ravana in Killi Kalaindanai, Polla Arakkanai, Killi Kalaindanai, Kirthimai Padipoi, there Ravana is referred as Polla Arakkan. Polla means like terrible. She's like mean. So why do they say that? Because he is one who has done such a big papam, that papam being separating mother and the father. That is what he did. Even in another Pasuram, and this is one of the Nityanusantanam Pasurams for Neeratam, where they say, Mun Pola Iravananthan Mudumadal Ilangai Vevithu Anbinal Anuman Mande Angadinai Paniyan. So there also Alvar, there Thirumangai Alvar refers to Ravana as Polla Arakan, Mun Pola Iravanan. So he is Polla the one because he does this karyam of separating the father and the mother. Okay. So here Andal does not want to be like that. So that's why she says, oh, I can see that you are with her, right? I don't want to separate you. That's why I am not calling out for you to come and even open. So you've given yourself to her there. Can you not at least speak a word? Can you not speak a word and at that point just pacify us, or can you not even just give us some words? So that's why she says Vai Thiravai. That is, open your mouth, right? That's what she says. Now at that point, now Krishna wants to now get up. He wants to get up and he wants to go and address the Gopikas. But now what does Nappinai Pirati do? She's like, oh Krishna, you were the one who stopped me from going, right? They came reaching out for me. I wanted to go and help them, but you didn't want me to go. Now I'm not going to let you go. So now she is like, now she does not open her words. She does not open her mouth. She does it just with her eyes. She's Maittadang Kanninai. So she is one, right, with eyes that have the eyeliners, the kajal, or the mai is the eyeliner, right? I don't know what is the appropriate word in English. So Maittadang Kannina. So this talks of Maittadang Kannina, Neon Mala. So she speaks with her eyes itself. There is also one Thiruppaavai Pasuram where Nammalvar. So this is this Nammalvar. He talks about he assumes the form of Gopika, and then he talks about, it's called Malai Pusal. Malai Pusal means they are waiting, they are talking. There are two kinds of separation, right? One is Kalai Pusal, the other Kalai is in the morning, and Malai Pusal, which is in the evening. So it is called Malligai Manam Tendral Irumalo. It is in the 9th Pattu. So there she says, there Alvar says, Tumori Isaigal Kondondru Noki and Kangalal Pesi. So which is there, it says, Alvar is talking about speaking with eyes and music. Speaking with eyes and looking with the mouth, because Alvar is like, he is so deep in bhakti, right? He is deep in the anubhavam. He does not realize what he is saying, right? So he says, Tumori kangal kondonnu pesi, Tumadu vaaigal kondonnu noki appdin varum. So which is, he is like, how can one, you can at least say, okay, eyes can speak, you can say that. But how can you say vaayinala noki? How can you say that you can see with your mouth? But such deep is the anubhavam of Nammalvar as Parangusanayaki. So similarly here, just now what Nappinai Pirati does is, she just hugs his neck, so she does not allow him to talk. She says that, so the word that Acharyas have used in the Vyakyanam is vai and that is just like how we are like chup chup, so it's like that. So she does not let him speak just with her eyes. She shuts him off. Maitadang kannina. So now for Maitadang kannina, there is again very beautiful vyakyanams given by our acharyas, where they say, hey, so kan is the jnana, it is a representation of jnanam, right? But here they say maitadang kannina, that is உன்னுடைய கண்ணில் புகரும் பெருமையும் எங்களுக்கு பேற்றுக்கு உடலில் இருந்தோம். That is, we were assuming or we were hoping that your eyes, they are going to be the reason, or they are going to help us in getting Krishna. But now you are stopping him, right? You are not even getting him come out. So and then the next thing is she's called Maitadang Kanni because in Ramayanam there are many places where Sita Pirati is referred to as Asitekshana, that is Maitadang, which is literally the Sanskrit word for Maitadang Kanni. Her eyes are so dark. Her eyes are dark because they are actually a reflection of Krishna. So she is looking at Krishna all the time. And what is Krishna's color? It is the dark color, right? Krishna is dark. Mai padimeniyum sendamarai kannum vaidigare. There is one Thiruppaavai Pasuram where there are of course many Pasurams, but just using the word mai, right? So mai padimeni. So his meni is like mai. Mai is the kajal. So mai padimeniyum. So and the mai irukradanaala, so because of that mai, right, and because she is always looking at Krishna, and it is a reflection of that, so her eyes become so dark. So it is as though even if she is not wearing that kan mai kajal, it is Krishna's karupu color that has come upon her eyes. Okay, Maitadang kannina. And the next thing they say is, when they say Maitadang kannina, in the second Pasuram, the other sankalpam that they do is Mayittezhudom, Malaritte Namudiyom, right? So they are saying we've taken a sankalpam that we are not going to apply any mai. Now how is it fair that you are now taking, so you have to make sure that we are able to complete our vratam and we are able to get the mai upon, we are also able to apply the mai to our eyes. Okay, and she cannot, so Rama, right, he cannot be separated from Sita even for a minute. So the shlokam that our acharyas have referred, and this has been referred in many places for Maitadang Kanninai, which is, so now when Hanuman goes to Lanka, when he meets Sita Pirati there, so at that point she says, oh, I will tell Rama that I will be alive only for 1 more month. That's what she says. That is the message that she sends back. Okay, so Hanuman comes back and gives that message to Rama. So to which Rama says, oh, if Sita says that she is going to be alive for 1 month, that means she is living for a long time. If you ask me, I am going to say, na jiveyam kshanamapi vinatham asitekshanam. That is Asitekshanam, which is the Sanskrit word for Maitadang Kanni. I cannot be without that Asitekshana. I am not able to keep myself alive for even a kshanam, even for a second. I am not able to keep myself alive. So he is also so involved in her kannadaga. So the next example that they give us, the acharyas, so they say Ragavorhati Vaidehim tam seyam asitekshana, which is when Valmiki, when he describes Krishna, when he describes Rama and Sita, he says Raghavan is very appropriate, he is very apt for Vaidehi. Okay, and then they are both so equal. So he says that, and then he says Asitekshana, which is he says the Sita, who has those dark eyes, right, she is also equivalent to him. So when you say equal to both, when you say one is equal to another, you are saying, okay, Rama is equal to Sita, Sita is equal to Rama. Then that is fair, right? But here we are saying Rama is equal to Sita, Sita is equivalent to Rama. But the additional qualifying attribute that Valmiki has provided is the one who has those the darkened eyes, right? So that means our acharyas are saying, so Rama is equivalent to Sita in every other aspect, but for the eyes. In the case of the eyes, Sita's eyes are even more special. They are even more special compared to Rama's. Okay. So that is the example that they have given. Okay. So such Tadankanninai. So such the beauty of such eyes. So now Andal, when she says Tadankanninai, she also means that her eyes are like the wide ocean. That is Pirati's eyes. They are like the wide ocean. So can anybody swim an ocean and expect to come out of the ocean? They cannot. So when Krishna is so engaged in the beauty of your eyes, how is he going to come out of that, and how is he going to come and take care of us? So that is so please give him, right? So next she says Maitadang Kanninai Ni Un Manalanai. So when she uses the word Ni, the meaning here is that you are always thinking about him. So that is the inner meaning. You are always thinking about him, and he is always thinking about you. So he does everything just for, he is watching your eyes. He's watching your Puruva. Puruvam is your eyebrows. I mean your Puruva Neripa, that is you contracting your eyebrows. So he does everything just for that. So we were under the assumption that such eyes, the beauty of these eyes, right? Such eyes, you are going to be helpful for us, right? But now you are not allowing him to come out. Okay, so that is the inner meaning. So then Ni Un Manalanai. So Un Manalan. Manalan means the groom. So here it is Un Manalan. So she says, if you talk about Perumal, so whether he is Rama or Krishna, right, or Sri Narayana, he is Lokha Bhartaram. So he is the one who is the Bharta for the entire world, right, for everybody, for the entire Lokam. He is the Bharta, and he is the Gopi Jana Vallabha. So he is common to everyone. So when he is common to everyone, you are trying to keep him only for yourself. Ni Un Manalanai. That's why she says Un Manalanai. That is your Manalan. Okay, your husband. She says that. Now here, Andal, when she in Nachiyar Tirumozhi, there is a padigam that talks about the Sank, the Panchajanyam. So when she talks about Panchajanyam, there Andal says, பொதுவாக உண்பதனை புக்கு நீ உண்ட கால் சிதையாரோ உன்னோடு செல்வ பெருஞ்சங்கே. That means what she says there is, hey Sanka, hey Panchajanyame, she says Krishna has 16,000 wives, right? Padinaram Ayiram Devimar Parthiruppa. All of those Devis, they are watching. When all of those Devis are watching, what are you doing? Krishna, what does he do? He lifts the Shankar, and then he blows the Shankar, and then he puts it down, right? So when he is blowing the Shankar, you are the one, so Krishna's lips are on you, right? It is on the Shankar. So all of those Devis, these Gopis, all of us, we want Krishna's lips. When we want Krishna's lips, you are not even having this anubhavam of Krishna's lips in private. You are having it in public. Padinaram Ayiravar Devimar Parthiruppa. So all of those Devis are watching. பொதுவாக உண்பதனை புக்கு நீ உண்டக்கால். So when you are doing that, சிதையாரோ உன்னோடு, then won't they get upset with you? So Andal is expressing that. So similarly here, he is common for everyone. So when he is common for everyone, if you are just having Krishna Anubhavam, then what will we do? So that is the question that Andal is asking. Then next she says, Yattanai podum tuyilada vattaikan. That is, you are not allowing him to get up. That's because even for a kshanam, you are not able to let him go. And that is, you are not able to bear the separation from him even for a second. So the example that they give for that is, in Tamil, there's probably something equivalent in Telugu also. When you talk about the ancient Tamil literature work, right, they talk about something called Pasalai Noi. Pasalai means green. Okay, so when there is a pond, and on that pond you will see the algae, right? So you will see the algae, the moss. So the nature of that algae is that it will be floating on top. It will be green. It will be floating. So if you try to go and put your finger, right, so just the part that your finger is touched, right, just at that point the algae will move away. Everywhere else it will be there, but just the point where you're touching, it will go away. So similarly, in the ancient Tamil literatures, so they talk about, this is called the Pasalai Noi. So that is called Pasalai. So that Pasi is this algae, right? That is called Pasalai. So that Pasalai Noi, when they say that the Nayakas, they get the Pasalai Noi from separation from their Nayakas. That is when the Nayaka is touching, right? Just like how when you put a finger on the algae, at that point the green goes off, right? So where the Nayaka touches, they won't have that Pasalai Noi. But because of the separation, otherwise they will have the Pasalai Noi. So similarly, here when Krishna, if he, let's say he is hugging Napinai Pirati one side. Now he takes his hand off only to put the other hand, or he is just even for a momentarily, if he tries to take his hand off, then Napinai Pirati, she cannot bear that separation even at that time. So such is her nature. That is why you are not able to give up. That's why you're not letting him go. So that is why Atragilla, Ethanayelum Pirivatragilla. Pirivu means separation. So you're not able to bear that separation, and that is why Atragilla. It is because if he gets separated from you, then you won't bear it. That is why he is not coming. So please do something about it, right? So which is, please let him come to us. So then she says, Tattuvamannu Tagavelor Empavai. So here just the word Tattuvamannu Tagavelor. So there are 3 or 4 interpretations that have been given. So the first one is Tattvam. When she says Tattvam means fact, truth, exists. So how many Tattvas are there? We say Tattvatrayam, right? So those are the 3 Tattvams that exist. So Tattvam. So she says, whatever we said, right? We are not saying that, we are not just lamenting. It is not a result of our lamentation. Whatever we said, that is true. That is actual fact. Tattva. Tagavandre. So whatever you are doing, right, that is not dharma. So that is what the tattvam. So the first way to split it is tattvam andru tagavu. So tattvam, which is whatever we said is true, andru tagavu. This is not tagavu. Okay, that's what she says. The second one is tattvam tagavandre, which is, what is your Svarupam? Your Svarupam is to be very compassionate, to have so much of kripa. But you are now, when you are doing this, you are not showing us that tattvam. You are not showing us your tattvam of being very compassionate. You are the one what do you usually say? Na kaschin na paradhyati. That is, who has not done any fault. That is your characteristic, right? But here you are trying to be like Perumal, who might sometimes say, Kshipami na kaschin na paradhyati. He might say, oh, I'm not going to forgive you. I'm going to put you in Asura Yoni. So you are trying to be like him. So there is no difference between you and him. That is what she says. That is the second interpretation. Now they say this is actually a degradation of Pirati's qualities, it seems. Because when somebody is equated, or when some quality is equated to Perumal, then what do we say? Oh, that is the best thing, right? How can nobody is equivalent to Perumal for any of their characteristics? So if somebody is equated to Perumal, then you would say that that's really good. But in the case of Pirati, to equate Pirati with Perumal, that is degrading her, it seems, because her qualities are even more divine. Her kripa is even more than Perumal. That if you say, oh, your kripa is like, now we cannot think that your kripa is the same. Your kripa is like Perumal's only. Then that means you're actually degrading her. Okay. So when we are thinking of Pathim Vishwasya, so when we are all thinking of him as our Pati, if you are doing this, then that's not right. So the other meaning that Azhagiyamanavala Perumal Nayanar has shown here is, he says, whenever they are saying kurai, okay, whenever they are finding a fault with her, at that point they will equate themselves with her. Okay, but whenever they are saying good about her, then whenever they are saying good things, then they will put her in the same, they'll put Perumal in her league, but otherwise they will put her in their league. Okay, so that is the next interpretation. Then the third interpretation is that this is neither tattvam nor tagavu. That is, you use the word andru. You attach the word andru for both tattvam and tagavu. Tattvam andru, tagavum andru, which means it is neither tattvam. That is what, when they say tattvam here, that means it is your Swarupam, your Swarupam is to be the mediator. You are neither following that mediator, the Purushakaram thing, or nor are you being compassionate. Tagamu mandre. Okay, so this contradicts what we say when we say you are Akhila Jagan Mataram. So you are not, it does not sit well with that. Okay, and when we say Asharanya Sharanyam, it does not sit well with that also. So please let Krishna come to us. So that is the meaning of this Pasuram. Now for the Swapadesam, most of the other things are covered. The one part to cover is the Kottukal Kattil Meleri. So there are 4 legs made of ivory, right? So the inner meaning, the Swapadesam for that is that, so these 4 legs, so we are like the wild elephant, and these 4 legs, they mean they mean the 4 ahankarams that we could have. Those 4 ahankarams are and it comes because of the kartrutvam, seshatva kartrutvam, nyatrutva kartrutvam, kartrutva kartrutvam, and bhoktrutva kartrutvam. So what that means is, the first one is the seshatva kartrutvam. So what they say here is thinking of ourselves as, oh, I am a very great devotee. I am always in Krishna's service, right? So having that feeling, feeling like, oh, I am indebted. Not I am more of a servant than somebody else, or thinking of, hey, I am so close to Krishna, right? So it doesn't matter if I do some apacharam, because I am such a good devotee, right? I have seshatva. So thinking of it. So that is the first form of ahankaram. The second form of ahankaram is the nyatrutva ahankaram, which is thinking that, oh, I have good knowledge, I have better knowledge about Perumal, that or thinking that, oh, Perumal is accepting me only because of all the jnanam that I have. Okay, so instead the feeling that we should have is, oh, I was like an Achit, right? I was like an Achit, that is, I was like a iron. Okay, so it is his nirhetuka kripa that made this iron like me into gold, right? So instead of thinking like that, if we think that it is because of my jnanam that Emperuman is giving his blessings to me, then that is the second type of ahankaram, nyatrutva ahankaram. The third ahankaram is the kartrutva ahankaram, which is, we say, okay, we are so responsible and capable, that is, I am able to surrender, or I am doing all the karmam that I am supposed to do, then that is why I am getting the anugraham of Perumal. So that the thought that we are solely capable, right? So that is the third form of ahankaram, kartrutva. So the way to think about it, that is, oh, it is like we should think that this is like a bommalatam. Bommalatam is like the what is
Bommalata.
Yeah, Bommalata. Okay, yeah. So அந்த மாதிரி நினைக்கிறதுக்கு பதிலா, if we think of ourselves as bommalatam, then that's the third ahankaram. And then the last one is bhoktrutva ahankaram, which is doing kainkaryam or doing anything for our own sake and not for the sake of Perumal's enjoyment. So that is the fourth ahankaram, and the way to overcome that is to be strongly situated in that he is using us as just the object, just like how when you're combing hair, right? So the hand is combing, okay? So the hand shouldn't think that, oh, I am the one that is combing. It is the doer, right? The hand is just a karuvi, or it's just a means to do that. So that is the thought that you should have. So these are the 4 ahankarams. And then when you are able to, the next thing is that when you are with Acharya Anugraham, when you are able to overcome these, and then Mettandra Pancha Sayanathin Meleri, that is when you get the Artha Panchakanyanam, it's Pancha Sayanam, right? Artha Panchakanyanam, when you get that, and when you climb up on the Padikai, that is on Krishna's onto Krishna, then that is the jnanam that you should have. Okay, so this is these are the inner meanings or swapadesams, and with that Adiyan will wrap up now. Srimatye Vishnu Chittarya Manonandana Hetave Nandanandana Sundaryai Godayai Nityamangalam. Please pardon all of my crude language and all of my inappropriate explanations and such, and pranamams to the Bhagavata Goshti. Alvar Emperumanar Jeevar Thiruvadigalai Sharanam.